Hey everyone, this is Sam Gold from NFL Breakdowns, and today we are partnering with fieldgoals.com to talk about DeSean Jackson's ability to catch and track the deep ball. In 2014, Jackson led the NFL with the highest yards per reception and had the most 40-plus yard plays in the NFL with 13. The next closest receiver was Jordy Nelson of the Green Bay Packers with 8. 2015 was a down year comparatively. Jackson dealt with hamstring issues, missing 6 games. But once he returned to the offense, the entire team elevated. On the field, it was his ability to quickly shift gears and his ability to track down the deep ball that made the difference. He provided such a threat down the field that it opened up other aspects of the Redskins offense. Take this pass versus the Eagles for example. The Redskins line up with twin stacks on the left side of the formation with DeSean Jackson standing in front of tight end Jordan Reed. This was a very common occurrence. These two players created for each other as Jackson cleared space for Reed to work the linebackers, while Reed held the linebackers in check to create windows in zone coverage for Jackson. It was a very effective combination. In this particular play, the Redskins run a hitch corner smash combination at the top of your screen. Reed runs the underneath hitch, baiting the cornerback, while Jackson finds the hole underneath the deep left safety. Cousins reads the cornerback seeing that he took the bait, so he unloads the pass to Jackson on the sideline for a 22-yard gain. In Week 12, the Redskins use Jackson on deep post, while Garson crosses on a deep over. Jackson attacks the deep right side of the field. He completely turns the hips of Brandon Merriweather on his cutback across the field, getting behind the defense for a long touchdown score. Statistically, Jackson had his best game of the season against the Bills, collecting over 150 yards, where 3 of his receptions accounted for 126 of them. At the bottom of your screen, Jackson fakes the inside release. Gilmore gets him balanced, so he tries to press him with his outside arm to slow him down. Jackson swipes away his arm, and then accelerates up the sideline on his fade route, catching a perfectly placed pass by Kirk Cousins for a 28-yard gain. Later, the Redskins run a vertical switch concept on the left side of the field, while the Bills play man-to-man coverage on Garson and Jackson. Jackson runs the wheel up the sideline. Number 20, Corey Graham, has good positioning, but he is clearly concerned about getting beat deep, so he doesn't look back at the quarterback. Cousins sees this and places the ball purposely short. Jackson adjusts to the football, catches it, and then turns inside, accelerating away from Bakari Rambo, who took an awful angle in coverage. This play summarizes why the Redskins actually cut Rambo in the first place. This season, Jackson had 2 crucial errors. The first was the punt return against Dallas, where he attempted to run around the coverage team. Instead of breaking free for a touchdown, he loses yards and then fumbles the football, allowing McFadden to score 2 plays later. The second major error was on the overruled touchdown against the Packers in the wildcard round of the playoffs. Jackson crossed the goal line with the football outside his body. The Redskins kicked a field goal and ended up losing the game. Jackson was able to redeem himself partially against the Cowboys, where he used acceleration to burn Maurice Claiborne for a deep touchdown pass, but the Redskins still lost that game. Against the Packers, however, his 2 deep pass attempts both fell incomplete. The first pass, Jackson runs a deep hitch, attempting to sit underneath the deep zones of the Packers' defense. While I do partially blame Jackson for not working back to the ball, I also equally blame Kirk Cousins, seeing as the pass should have gone to either one of his underneath checkdown options that were both open. Later in the game against the Packers' 10-2 coverage, Cousins forced the pass downfield to Jackson on the sideline. It almost gets picked. The Redskins were already down 32-18 on the second and 19 play, but still had almost 10 minutes left in the game. This ball should have gone to the checkdown, Chris Thompson from the backfield, to get a third and more manageable situation. There was one major missed opportunity, and that was against the Cowboys in the Redskins' loss in Week 13. The Cowboys run a cover 0 blitz, sending everyone after Cousins except the defenders they need to play man coverage. Jackson gets behind Maurice Claiborne again, but the ball was overthrown since Cousins was about to get hit by J.J. Wilcox. Now DeSean Jackson has missed games in 6 of his 8 seasons so far in the NFL. But even in these seasons where he missed time for various injuries, he's always played at least 10 games. News from Redskins training camp seems to point to Jackson having a comeback season. He's reportedly the star on the offensive side, getting open against the Redskins' competitive cornerbacks in Bashaud Breeland and Josh Norman. Let's hope he can carry that into the 2016 season, with rookie first-round pick Josh Jackson dealing with injuries himself. Well, that's it for me. Subscribe to my channel for my next video breakdown. You can find me on Twitter at SamuelRGold, and if you want to support my work with a donation, follow the link to my Patreon account on the screen.